What's up, gang? It's D to the G, and in this episode of Dungeon Diving, I'm going to show you my Omega Healer, and we are going to heal through Veteran White Gold Tower on VR16. Alright, so, change a couple things up on my healer, but a lot of it stays the same. I'm still using pretty much the similar abilities, but you're going to see me swap in and out abilities constantly. I'm trying to see what's best, and you never stop seeking improvement. So for this initial trash bowl, you got one guy in the middle that's basically the most damage dealing threat, the healer. And you have some skeletons that can destroy you. But you'll notice we do a lot of damage. People I'm playing, Volk, Gil, are some of the best DPS in the world, and it really shows. Making healing really, really easy. So the biggest tip I can give to you is work on your healing as your DPS as a group. Also, you'll notice that a lot of them aren't taking any damage, allowing me to do damage as well. Throw Blazing Spear. Blazing Spear does a great amount of damage, throwing it over and over, and also throwing it and just leaving it there. It gives you a chance to proc Burning Light. And right there, that Burning Light was 7.1 damage. 7,000 damage for a passive. That's for, and the Burning Light is the passive in the Adric Spear skill line. For this trash bowl, what I like to do is I, the healer, get on the healer right here. And I bash them and prevent them from healing while I'm throwing spears. I come up here to do a friendly repentance to give my stam build some magic back, and I'm throwing out rapid regeneration, though I do want to use mutagen in the future. The reason why is I'm rocking the new gear set, Spell Power Cure, giving a huge chance to proc extra damage for people when they're healed at 100% or more. So I'm trying to find out what's proccing it more, Purifying Light, Rapid Regen, or Extended Ritual. So throughout this video I go back and forth to see what's best. So my bars here, I'm using Blazing Spear, Puncturing Sweeps, just because a lot of these guys know how to not take damage, so I can do a lot of damage as well. Though you can't just use Blazing Spear. It's good single target, and it's good AoE for a healer. And the guy is about to die. Oh, we're talking. Do a heal. And then good old Beam of Destruction. You gotta save that on for execute phase. Even as a healer, it's fantastic. Alright, we're to our first boss, yeah? And this boss is pretty easy. Best thing to do is have someone stun it off the bat. So for us, it's Gil, and his Stamina Nightblade is going to do a big, huge Camel Hunter surprise attack, doing 60,000 damage. Once that's done, everyone comes into the center, so you don't get caged in. Notice the boss right there is casting the 3 waves right there. So all you have to do is just get behind them when they're doing that, and make sure that they're aware of it. So right here, as a healer, all I'm doing, putting Blazing Spears down. 1 for a damage, and 2 for the synergy for my stam build, which is Gil. The other thing I'm doing is keeping up Purifying Light. It does a lot of damage, and it heals everyone in the area, making it basically where I can just do damage if I need to. So the zombies come in, I kill them quickly, or we kill them, and then I go ahead and use Repentance. Put a spear down so that he has basically infinite stamina, him and the tank. And you'll also notice me using Rapid Regeneration, the Restoration Staff ability. The reason I use it now in this build is I have Spell Power Cure. So keeping people at 100% and healing them is going to make this fight a lot easier. How do you get Spell Power Cure? It's in this dungeon. I've done it probably 100 hours to get a full set. It's that good. And then Nuke and Juke, Lock and Block. Didn't even need to use my second ultimate, because we just do so much damage. And so right there, as a healer, I'm almost pulling 20,000 damage. I can't see it. Where is it at? Right there in the bottom middle of my screen. Oh, 11k. And so I think Gil in that fight pulled 30,000. Other DPS did 20,000. So that's single target damage a second. And it's really, really hard to get those numbers right off the bat. So you may struggle a little bit, but follow the tactic. Go where we did and just watch the casting and stay there so you don't get chained. Next spot up is just a trash bowl. And you're going to want to do the trash bowls. Why? Because trash bowls give you a chance to get the boots. Now every boss has a certain thing that they drop. The last boss is gloves, I know, and trash mobs are boots. So until you have the best in the slot boots, there's really no point in skipping the trash. And honestly, there's no point in skipping the trash because it gives you experience and it gives you the new materials that you need for best in the slot gear. So for us, I don't see a point in skipping it. Okay, so for this part of the video, I try Extended Ritual. Extended Ritual, putting it down, or Purifying Ritual, whatever one you take, is going to give you a lot more healing in the circle that you put it down. Also, it's going to remove negative effects. So I'm trying to see, and it does heal you, So I wanted to see in this video if I could continue to keep combat procced using that. So I end up not using it in the future, but you see right there that big circle constantly heals them. And the animation isn't going off in this video, but they are getting the bonus. And it's 250 spell or weapon damage. So for this full, I usually drop a Nova. The reason I use Nova over Comet for this bolt is I want the synergy to be stunned. So I want to stun. Tank does a fantastic job grabbing the 2 adds, the skeleton adds. If they are casting the flying dagger, make sure to interrupt it or hold block. They will kill you. Healer's casting, interrupt, and it's just that easy. Okay, I am also using Harness Magic, you'll notice on my bar. It's my 4 key on my restoration bar. Why? Harness Magic, I'm a stage 4 vampire. I don't want to drop it because I still use vampire and Omega PvP, which I will be working on a video. So I like that there because the fire damage is so hefty that you will get nuked without it in the next upcoming fight. The second boss, the Adjudicator. So I'm going to show you a trick that you can use on the Adjudicator to prevent early deaths. This guy has a skeleton archer that's going to throw a flame thing down at your feet. You'll notice my health bar has a big purple line over it. That lets me know that I have Harness Magic up. I put Extended Ritual down right there for more healing. And also, if they get a debuff, I can put it down. Though, I go back to a rapid regeneration just because I like it more and it's more mobile. So for these bosses, I pretty much am just a DPS. Depending on your tank, depends if you're going to be throwing spears or just pretty much healing. Our tank is fantastic, so I don't really even need to heal him, allowing me to do DPS, maybe a Breath of Life here and there. But as you can see, his health isn't dropping. That's high mitigation. Okay, we're down to the second boss. These guys are pretty easy. If you have really solid DPS, you can do it fast by killing the tank and AoEing the dagger guy and then isolating the healer. So for my job, usually I hang back by the healer and I just bash and interrupt, making sure that they can't get healed to full, while the DPS continues to do damage on the 2 targets at once. And usually we save our ultimates till there's Spell Power Cure right there. So pause it if you want to see what that does. Usually we save all of our ultimates for boss phases only, and dropping the house on these bosses. We have the tank blow Warhorn right there, and that does a great deal of excess damage for 8 seconds. If you combine Warhorn with Rearming Trap for a crit heavy build, you will do a fantastic amount of damage. Okay, so the healer pulls away. What I'm doing is basically getting on a high end position, bashing, interrupting, and I'm using Repentance. Another reason I like to use Engine Guardian is my tank uses Engine Guardian and I'm using it. See all those droids there? Those things can be repented. So it's going to give me a free heal, tons of stamina, and it's just an awesome, awesome advantage. Plus Engine Guardian, it just gives me resources pretty much just indefinitely. Bash, I'm in the red. You notice I'm a vampire, I'm not taking damage. Look at that health bar, and it's because Harness Magic. I recasted there, I got my ward back up. Now I pretty much stand in fire here one of these times, and we'll see what it does. See that fire? Look, 100%. 2 fire beams, and I'm almost still at 100%. That's how powerful Harness Magic is. I recommend using it if you're on an all light armor build. Now if you're an all heavy, it's not going to be that powerful. But you can see there, that along with Spell Power Cure, I'm keeping myself at 100% constantly. Also know that these bosses can be stunned. So don't think that you just are not going to use stuns on them. Use it. Because they can be stunned and stopping their casting, stopping their fire lines. And it gets really tricky when this boss is isolated because it will spawn like 2 banners. So I got 1 banner down, there's another banner. So I'm just Breath of Life, and I tell my DPS, hey, get really aggressive. I got enough magic to heal you through anything. So we're in TeamSpeak together. I blocked that out so you couldn't hear F words every 3 seconds because, you know, swearing. And then a chest. Oh my god, a chest. Get these chests. They have malachite shards and all sorts of cool new little things in them, including the gear. I am taking donations for rubidite leather, so if you want to send that to me, I would love you a long time. And kudos. You know, anything. Hey, it's fine. I'm shameless. I don't mind taking that. I'm eating my blue food there. Blue, why? 2 stats, max benefit. There are some builds that are using green food right now for max stamina, but that's pretty tricky to pull off. Alright, so we're going to go into portal phase. This is pretty much just a big trash ad pull. I'm going to use Shooting Star probably a lot, because if 6 or more targets are in the area, I can pretty much do 2 ultimates within like 30 seconds. So I'm going to start with a Nova for this round so they can be stunned, rip them down really quick, and they can use that synergy. You want the morph of Nova that has a more powerful synergy for PvE, and I generally use it for PvP as well. This fight isn't too tricky, just remember to repentance frequently if you're the healer. You'll notice my screen turns gray here, and what that is a portal phase. So one person only is going to get this, and they have to kill these portals before people come out of them. But I'm just spamming spears, looking at health bars. There is an add-on on PC that allows you to move the health bars. If you're having trouble looking at your character, looking if you're standing in red, and healing, use that. Trust me, it's very, very advantageous. AUI can do it, FTC I think can do it, but move the thing closer to your eyeball. Okay, this is the biggest trash pull of the group. You have 2 of the Twilights and just a bunch of little junk. So I'm using Purifying Light and Spears just to do massive AOE. Look, no one's taking damage. Someone's health dipped to about 70 there. And Purifying Light alone will keep everyone heal along with Repentance. So no one's taking damage with this build. Harness Magic is up. I get the PoV. Now, we didn't get it to make it look this easy day 1. There was a lot of wipes, a lot of build changes, a lot of testing, trying new things. So if you fail at this, don't worry. Everyone did it first. So you gotta keep working at it. Keep working at it as a group. Just like anything. It's hard to be #1 in the world overnight, and no one does. You gotta keep working at it. Okay, so this pull, you can pull all the spiders in and just nuke them, or just basically just do so much damage in a huge AoE they're just getting nuked. Remember, as a healer, I did something wrong there. I threw a blazing spear out on one of the spiders and didn't tell the tank. So the tank could not pull it to the rest of the group because it was stunned. My only suggestion is don't do that. Coordinate with the tank, making sure that all the objects can be stunned. And keep your hots rolling. So rapid regeneration, keep it up, keep repentances, and your Harness Magicka. On to the next fight. So I continue just to spam cast it. It's a low cost, plus it will give us that buff. Oh, we noticed a heavy sack on the big huge dude. Heavy sack, kill this dude? Why not? It's a heavy sack. You can get kudas in heavy sacks. You know, the thing I want. Alright, so we nuke him. So I'm Purify Light down. 1 heal. I'm just going to spam Blazing Spear. Blazing Spear, as you spam it, has a chance to proc damage. And also proc Burning Light. So it does way more than an Impulse will. Though it's not as mobile as Impulse. So right there, what am I getting? Come on, big heals, big deeps. So you can see pretty good damage for a healer, and everyone contributing to damage. And a heavy sack. Oh my god, what we get? Oh yeah, Lady Smoke, baby! Make them potions. Alright. Next little nugget over here. The Daedroth Crematorium. Biggest thing is the tank pulls aggro, and you notice how the tank positions his face of him away from us to avoid the cleave. Do that if you're the tank. Really, the fire gets progressively harder as it goes. So as a healer, just make sure that you try to get a lot of damage out right away, and then once it gets lower, be sure to watch them health bars. If the tank needs an emergency heal, cancel whatever animation you're on and give a heal. Know that that block during a 3-second Jesus Beam channel can be canceled with the block, so don't just infinitely spam it. So this is another trash pull where someone gets the portals, and you can kill all the portals before they even come out, but you know, is this if you want to kill the trash or not. So if the tank gets the portals, it's a little bit harder because they don't have as much damage. You have a couple ads, but that's no big deal. Remember, ads drop stuff, so they're not necessarily super bad to kill. Spear spam is real. Big heal. Preventative healing. Doing these dungeons, you know, memorizing when people are taking damage is a big part of getting the clears on these. So when you first walk in, you're really not going to know what's going to happen. You're just going to be reactive healing. But then once you get used to it, you can do preventative healing. Just takes time. Biggest message I can give to you guys is don't get frustrated if you can't complete this right away. I think we got clear the first day on live, but you know, we worked on the PTS, so it's something that's going to take you some time, but it's well worth it. Best gear in the game comes from White Gold and Imperial City Prison. And I got almost all my sets finished, missing one belt of Essence Thief, but my combat is good to go. Okay, for this guy, he's not that big. Just make sure to interrupt him right away. So he goes into this thing. You can CC break out of that. That's basically a shockwave damage thing. CC break out of it. I'm throwing spears, purifying light, and he does this channel right here where you get a red circle on your feet. But look at this. Harness Magicka. My health never dips below. I'm a stage 4 vampire. So when people say, Delta, vampire is terrible. Well, yeah, it has some negative side effects, but for PvP, I love it. I just don't want to drop every time I do a dungeon. So there's ways to get around it, is what I'm trying to say, if you like vampire. Alright, the big nasty Adjudicator is next. This is the hardest fight in the dungeon. And what I can tell from you is everyone needs to do their job and communicate. So, I'm a stage 4 vampire. Notice the person that gets to pick the aggro machine in the center is going to have the fire dot. So I wanted to do this for the video to show you it can be done. We all have ultimates charge. It's very important to get a big, huge damage cycle off the top. Got my hots rolling. I don't panic. I'm going to apply my damage. Nova. I'm going to sit right in here and just face tank it. So I'm putting my buffs up. I'm light attacking so I get ultimate, throwing spears, purifying light. I'm not taking any damage because he's in the Nova. Now the cleanse. So now the dot's on me. This is when it gets nasty. So Harness Magicka right there. Look at my health. Boom. Harness Magicka runs out. This is hard under Vampire. So basically during this stage, all I'm doing is doing Harness Magicka breath. Harness Magicka breath. It's pretty hard. But allows everyone to do their job. So the person, oh, I almost died, but it's okay. Harness breath. Harness breath. And Harness also gives you Magicka back for the amount of damage you're taking. So it allows me to basically just have infinite mana and just sit around and spam heal. It's hard though, because if you misclick or don't time it exactly right, you will die. And if you have trouble with it, don't be a vampire for this. But once you learn how to use Harness Magicka along with Breath of Life, it's actually pretty easy. Okay. So those portals, someone else got it besides me, and I think I get it during this, which makes it really hard, but I pull it off. Okay. So breath, you're just going to take a lot of damage. You want a lot of sustain during this. If you can get a lot of sustain with Harness Magicka, or Channel Focus, or Harness Magicka and Channel Focus, better. Also, everyone needs a heal. Okay, here we go. Now she drops. Now let's just murk it. So if we can do so much damage in 2 drops, we don't have to even screw with the other stuff. So I'm doing this. So look, that health bar. So now I get the grave portals, but we have so much damage, we're just basically bypassing it. So I dodge roll out of the red, purifying light down. My DPS told him, hey, get aggressive, get aggressive. I'm just going to breath life from here on out. Breath, 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 breath. Boom. So that's a 2-dropper. Now, you need extraordinary amount of damage to do that, but it's basically the same concept. Stay out of red. Use Harness Magicka. It's important for everyone to have a heal. If you're a stam build, try using Vigor, Resolving Vigor for this fight. It will help you and your teammates along with your healer. Coordinate. If you run a magic as a healer, tell your friends. Tell your friends. And you'll see that big crown. That's an add-on called Papa Crown. That's why he has a big old crown on his head. It's a helpful add-on on PC if you're PvPing in a group and you struggle following the leader. Usually I'm the leader, so I don't see that, but hey, it is helpful. Spider pole, nothing too big here. Stay out of red. Keep your resources up. Don't use an ultimate pretty much. You want to save that. But if you get past this fight, Molokina isn't so hard. Got to get my loots. And then we have these little dudes. These guys just get annoying because they're just basically a bag of HP. But it's a good place to test your DPS, really. So if you're wondering what's good DPS, about 20,000 single target. What's great, 25,000. What's out of this world, 30,000 single target damage with an ultimate. So with this healer, I'm pulling about 20,000 even while I'm healing at some pulls. Okay, get my buffs up and another bag of health. So, just the same thing. What I will tell you is a trick that Meteor procs your Empower. So what you can do is drop a Meteor, And then right as it's about to land, throw a blazing spear, and you will get a big boost in damage to start off. I'm also not using entropy for this because I'm using potions instead. It's an expensive way, but it gives me one more slot on my bar, allowing me to double bar Breath of Life. So I like the no entropy using spell power potions, but it can get expensive to use. For this bowl here, I'm getting peppered by reflective light, so all I'm doing is keeping up my Harness Magicka. As you can see, my health's not even dipping. And then we're going to pull both of those guys besides the healer over here and just nuke them down. Harness Magicka's up, big breath. Do a repentance, now go back to the healer. Just watching the healer. Purifying Light. I can't tell you enough good things about Purifying Light as a healer. It hits very hard. It gives you that Dawn's Wrath ultimate. And it heals in the area. And the heal is pretty strong. Combined with rapid regeneration, you don't have to do a whole lot of healing if everyone's down to red. Potions back up. I use it to get topped off along with Engine Guardian. Potions do no good in your bank. Trust me, use them. They do no good if you're dead. Use consumables early and often. That's what the old raid leaders say. So it's a pretty simple build, but it does require you to have that gear. Spell Power Cure. It's very good. It's hard to get, but if you get it, you will be the most dominant healer around because of the extra damage that you provide to the group. And you can do a lot of damage too. I plan on using this on my Omega DPS once I get it tested, because puncturing sweeps will also give you this damage. It's really fantastic. Okay, now we're going to the top. All the way to the top, Nuggets! The old Molag Kina fight. This fight isn't too bad. Once again, I highly recommend Harness Magicka, or whatever morph you take. It's called Annulment. It's the light armor skill line. It will save you and your group from wipes if you're a magic build. If you're not a magic build, I'm telling you right now, Resolving Vigor, get into PvP, it's worth it. So for this, you have 4 little dudes here. What I like to do is just light attack everyone to get an ultimate, because we want to get out big damage to start. So I'm telling him TeamSpeak, hey, give me a minute. I don't have an ultimate yet. Light attacking using a Dawn's Wrath ability as a Templar will also give me a little bit of ultimate every 6 seconds or so. So I have Shooting Star back up, and I'm ready to go. Purifying Light, Blazing Spear, Meteor. We're going heavy damage, and I pop my Spell Power Potion. I'm throwing down spears. Look at that, 20,000.9 damage. Okay, so you notice right there, the lines came out. You can use the synergy right in the middle, and the lines go away. I don't know if that's working as a tend or what, but it makes the fight a lot easier. And so far, we're on no death run. Purifying Light, Blazing Spear, and I am going to get some magic back up once I dip below 50. And do Radiant. You probably shouldn't do a Radiant right there. It's a little magic intensive, and you're not getting as much damage as doing Blazing Spear. But right now, I'm sitting at half. Okay, so what do? Harness Magicka. Big stuff's going down, and I'm using Purifying Light with spears to proc more ultimate, because I want to get an ultimate before this is over, because the boss can't be damaged. And then I use Radiant on this guy, 1, because it'll nuke him down, and 2, it actually slows your movement down, making it easier to kind of maneuver that. Okay, they're all dead, so the boss is going to re-aggro. Meteor, Spell Power Potion, Purifying Light, Blazing Spear spam. I'm going to get on those rapids to get them that Spell Power Cure bonus. And those little Lightning 9s, you know they suck, don't stand in them. But I got my Harness Magic up, so I can be a little aggressive here. Once the boss gets to 30% health, we're going to do another split. So what we're trying to do is get as much damage out as possible, so when the boss comes out of the final split, doesn't have that much health. So I almost died there getting a little too aggressive and didn't have my harness up. So you can see one little mess up might cost you a wipe. Potions up. Use it. I'm at 50%. Delta, you get your Harness Magic up, you noob. You noob, classed it. See? See? You're all watching going, Delta, your health bar isn't purple. Look. See? Then I spam breath accidentally instead of using Harness Magic. There, Harness Magic. See? I got hit. Nothing happened. Okay, here we go. No death, no death. Come on. Boom. Spear. So use the spear in the middle. It will, if the tank uses it. Oh, no. So what happened was Gil couldn't talk, and that's what happened. But anyways, you can do as much damage as possible and just make this really easy. And just back up towards the edge is what I like to do. Oh, dodge roll through it. If you have harness, you can actually walk through those lightning lines and it's no problem. Look at that. Ooh. Burn 'em. Dead. So, one death away from no death, but I get it in a couple more runs. And I get a Molokina helm. Now, I already do have best in slot Molokina, so well-fitted isn't exactly ideal. But that, my friends, is Veteran White Gold Tower. If you have trouble with it, all I can say is work on your group communication, your individual DPS, and stay with it. It's hard, but nothing comes easy that isn't worth it.